videos in one. Watch how Carico's cookware compares to other cookware. Why is ours different? What makes ours better? This video will also help you better understand how to use Carico's cookware. It is an excellent video guide for those who want to cook at a dinner party. This video can also be shown to new sponsors attending your training class, as well as a great video to help customers and sales representatives to better understand Carico's cookware and enhance customer service.
I want everybody to put on their thinking caps, all right? Take out a piece of paper, please. Everybody take notes out. We are going to learn today. We have a great meeting planned for you, all right? Great education. And I also want you to take out your cookware brochure. Please, everybody take out their cookware brochure and the comparison guide. Cookware brochure and comparison guide. Everybody open up their briefcases. All right? Open up your briefcases and take it out. You know, cookware, for many, many, many years before we had crystal and before we had China and before we have the water and the air filters, cookware was our bread and butter. Carlos, you remember. You've been here for a long time. And Menaka, you remember. All right? The only way that we could get orders to go up there $600-700, I'm talking back in the 70s, all right? It was cookware added. Cookware was our bread and butter. And for some reason, because things have changed, you know, water has become like it. But let me tell you, cookware, it's always going to be one of the kings. And there's a lot of people in our industry that have made themselves rich with cookware products. Okay? And one of the people is going to be talking to you today. Been in the business over 30 years. Okay? I've been in the business 26 years. And I tell you, I want to talk to you about different cookware today. Heat conductivity. Our cookware, it is just the best in the market. And you know when you get more convinced? When you talk to people like our second speaker that has been in the business for 30 years, that is a professional chef, that have been out there, that have had TV shows for 9 years, okay, out in LA, already, and he has seen it all. He has seen the Rena wares, and he has seen the Regal, and he has seen the Lifetime, and the Kitchen Crafts, and all of that. And when he sees our, he says, this is the best. All right? I want everybody to take out your cookware brochure for a second. I want you to open it up to center page. All righty? This page right here. So you understand how our cookware is made. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to interact with what we see up here, because this is our competition, and some of it is not competition, but we're going to talk about it today. All right? Our cookware is made out of 5 plies. The new one is made out of 7 plies. But let's talk about this one, because we're really not doing a show with that one today, which is better, okay? But not better because, you know, it's better quality. It's just better because they have added a couple of more plies on the bottom, okay? But let's talk about our 5-ply. Awesome cookware. For years and years and years, I was always taught that the best metal known to men, as far as cleaning goes, it has been surgical stainless steel. Why is surgical stainless steel so good to use in cookware in the outside and in the inside? It has no pores. And help me out, those of you that know, it has no pores. You know, you can burn our pan black, all right? And people, if they do that to a regular pan, like something like this, club aluminum, they have to throw it away. If you burn Teflon, you got to throw it away. There's no way that you can take the black off. Because when you take the black off, you're also taking off the Teflon, and you have to throw it away. You can burn surgical stainless steel, put some water in it, boil it, make that pot real hot, and then buy Easy Off, the spray that you put on ovens, and throw away the hot water, put the Easy Off on, and you can actually see the Easy Off eating into the black burned. All right? And then you use a paper towel, and you go like this, and you take the black right off. It is amazing. I have never seen anything like that in my life. I have done many services for people out there where I have run into a person that burned one of our pots and have not used it for 6 months because they thought it was no good anymore. They forgot that it was lifetime guarantee, and a lot of customers forget. This morning I was talking to Jaime, okay, about a customer that bought the water filter and have been wanting to get the cartridge for how long? For months, for 6 months. My God, you know, people forget. You know, just call 411 if you lose contact with your Carico consultant and ask for the Carico number. The Carico number is very easy, 1-800-4-CARICO. Very easy. Always tell that to your customers so we can do the customer service that we need to do to keep on growing. All right? Now, the best heat conductor known to man has been aluminum and copper. All right? And Carico has made a combination, okay, and has put an aluminum alloy inside of our pot. All right? And it is the best in the market. Our 5-ply, it is just an awesome machine. It cooks awesome. But let's look at what we have here. Let's look at what we have here. This is what they buy in the store. All right? This is what they buy in the store. Not cheap at all. This is Teflon. All right? Which is only aluminum mixed up with Teflon. Very heavy. They sell this at Burdines. Very expensive. This pan right here is like about $80, $90. All right? This right here. I remember when I started out in this business for $80, $90, the person could buy a whole set of cookware at Burdines. All right? Then Teflon came out, and Teflon 2 came out, and stuff like this came out, which is better heat conductor, but it went up. Any set today that you buy at Burdines or Sears, 7 or 8 pieces, they're going to be paying $300, $400, $500. And it's not waterless, and this is what they get. All right? And we have some fun tests in the back of the room that we're going to be showing you today. But this is what you get right here, and you're going to be paying $400 or $500 for a set. Teflon. All right? This right here, you have heard about it. This was one of our competitors when I came into the business, Revierware. Have you heard it? Write down the name, Revierware. All right? They sell this also at Burdines and Sears and so on. All right? What this is basically stainless steel with a layer, or I should not even say a layer, it's painted, okay, of copper in the bottom, because again, you know that aluminum and copper are the best heat conductors known to man. So what they do is they paint copper on the bottom. Number one, it looks good when it's new, but you cannot really clean it that hard, because if you clean it that hard, you take it off. All right? You have pretty good heat conductivity from the bottom, but you can hear it. It's nothing. All righty? And again, a set of Revierware today at Burdines will cost you $300, $400, $500. This is what people say, I'm going to go out and I'm going to compare. When they tell you, let me compare, this is why you have to know what you're doing, because anybody that compares our cookware to this, they realize that it's like comparing a Suzuki to a Mercedes. It does not compare. Alrighty? Then we get into the aluminums. Alrighty? And again, I am Cuban. Alrighty? And in all Cuban houses, we have, remember guys, el aluminum cast iron pan, the black one. I remember my mother using that for years and years and years to fry platanitos, okay, and all of that. It's pretty similar to this. Why did most Hispanics use, clav aluminum, or they use cast iron? El sartén negro. Why? Because it's a good what? Also heat conductor. What happens with aluminum, as you can see right here, it is full of what? Pores. And what happens to this type of metal is that when it heats up, it expands. And when it expands, it collects all the dust and all the things that you're cooking. And now you have to cool it before you clean it. The minute you put water in it, the pores close, and they close with all of the ingredients they had inside. Okay? And it's very, very hard to keep clean. The only way you can clean up this pan, anybody knows how? The only way. Exactly. You make a spaghetti sauce, tomato sauce, and the tomato sauce, everybody knows that it's basically an acid. It would eat it up, and it will come out pretty clean. But remember, anytime you make pasta, anytime you make anything with tomato sauce, okay, you're actually eating all of that has been there for 6 months, for a year. You're eating that in your tomato paste, okay, which is incredible. But that's the only real way to clean this type of pan. Why do people buy this? Good heat conductivity. That's about it. And now we're going to talk about the competition. This is one of our top competitors out in the streets, is Lifetime. How many people have heard of Lifetime cookware? Pretty good. I tell you this, I have seen a lot of customers with this pan out there. Lifetime has been around longer than Carico. I want you to know that. It's pretty good. I believe they are made by Westpan, no? Okay? And if you look at the pan, it's not a bad-looking pan. Now, let's start looking about the good things and the bad things. It's surgical stainless steel. Is that good or bad? Absolutely good. Alrighty? It has 5 plies on the bottom, 3 plies on the side. You can see the capping right here. You can hear it when you take it on the bottom, and we talk about this in training. Do you remember that we talked about this? That you hit the bottom, very solid. Now you hit the side, okay, because it has 3 plies on the bottom, 5 plies, 3 plies on the side, 5 plies on the bottom. What happens is, and everybody that has lifetime cookware, it will tell you it's pretty good, but it sticks very easily. Okay, that's what they're always going to tell you. Anything sticks pretty easy. You have to be there playing with the heat constantly, because it heats up faster on the bottom than on the side. When that happens, it forms cold spots all the way around the pan. Have you ever been cooking like a steak, and when you're cutting the steak, you notice that it's better well done on one side than the other? You see almost like, blood on one side, and it's well done, and it's the same steak, and it was on the same pan. That's called cold spots. That happens when the bottom, okay, and the sides are not uniform. And that's what happens with lifetime. Anybody that you run into a customer that has lifetime, they're going to tell you that se pega muy fácil. Okay? They stick very easily. All right? And that is one of the reasons why Carico spend the money and they roll the 5 plies all the way around it, because our pants is one of the very few in the market that has 5 plies all the way around. And now the new one has 7 plies on the bottom, so it's even better heat conductivity on the bottom. Another thing that I want you to look at here, it's the roll side. Anybody that cooks for a while, they know that anytime you have a roll side or a roll bottom, what happens to this? What happens there? You're going to start collecting what? Grease. Very hard to keep clean. You know, some people are really, really neat, and they like to keep their things neat. If they're not, that's another story. But I tell you, ladies tell me, Felipe, I really do not mind about cooking, but I do mind about keeping my pots clean and washing my pots. Sometimes I spend more time cleaning, have you heard this before, than cooking. All right? And one of the problems that Lifetime has is exactly that. It doesn't only have one roll, it has 2 rolls, one here and one there. So, yes, every week or 2 weeks, people are going to be spending their nails or a knife or something, taking out the grease all the way around it. And we're going to do a heat conductivity test in a second. All right? Another cookware that we hear about, and this is actually the one that I started out in the business with, KitchenCraft. KitchenCraft. It's also made by Westband, all righty? And this is what we sold back in 1977, 78, 79, until Carico was formed. All right? Again, surgical stainless steel in the inside, surgical stainless steel in the outside. What did they do on the bottom? And I invite you, after the meeting is over, we're going to leave this up here. Okay, come up here and look at it and touch it. All righty? What they did is, to put better heat conductivity from the bottom, they put aluminum clad on the bottom. Okay, so when you're looking at it from the side, you can actually see it. You can see the aluminum on the bottom. Why aluminum? We just talked about that. Very good what? Heat conductor. So they put it all the way on the bottom. They put the stainless steel on the top, and they roll the side. All righty? This was one of the very, very few pans that I ever saw in the market. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not good enough. It is not what Carico is. And again, when you compare apples to apples and you put them right next to each other and you do a heat conduction test, all right, you realize, how much further ahead Carico is. And Lifetime, you have it in your price books, guys. That's why I ask you to bring it out. How much is a set of Lifetime? More than Carico. How much is a set of KitchenCraft? More than Carico. How much is Salad Master? More than Carico. So it is really amazing how Carico has been able to put up a better product for less. And that's what Carico always tries to do. Better product for less. Again, the last one, but not least, it's our Carico pan. All right? One of the very few in the market that is 5 ply all the way around. It doesn't have any roll edges. Okay? Look at the handles. Look at the handle of Lifetime. All righty? Very uncomfortable. Okay? Look at the handle from Carico. It's designed for your hand. Okay? Look at the handles on the side of Lifetime. It has none. All right? So in our cookware, you can hold it from the bottom. You can hold it from the side. Okay? You can hold it with both depending on what you have inside, which is awesome. We have the bottom, 5 ply all the way around it. Look at the side of the handle where it meets. Look at the connector where it meets. What What Carico has done is we have put it all together, and we have done just a wonderful job, all right? And I need right now someone that can help me up here. I need a volunteer. Someone new. Someone new. Someone new. Come up here, all right? Come up here. I want you to look at this, and by the way, in the other building, we have this right on the wall, all right? We were talking about kitchen craft, and this is kitchen craft right here, okay? We actually took the pans, and we cut them, because sometimes we talk about it, but it's good when you see it, because when you see it, you can go to customers, and you can sell with conviction. Okay, I was talking to Jaime this morning, and he told me, Felipe, all the sales that I have done is because I told the customers, which is true, that I have the products in my house 18 years, and he sold on it. And sometimes I don't even do the closing like you tell me to do it, and they still buy. That's because he's selling with conviction. He has the product in his house. Look at kitchen craft. This is exactly what I was talking to you about. Okay, 3 plies on the bottom, 5 plies on the side, and you have a heavy aluminum on the side to give you heat conductivity across the bottom. This is the one that we were just talking about right now, kitchen craft. We're going to have this up here. I invite you after the meeting, come up here and look at this. All right? This is Salad Master. Remember that this is this is the one in the book for an 8-piece set. It's $1,649. $1,649, and I want you to come up here afterwards and look at the 5 plies. This should not even be a 5 ply. This should be like a 3 ply. When you look at our 5 ply and you look at the density of our 5 ply, it's a true 5 ply. But this is 40% more than Carico right here, Salad Master. Okay, alrighty, and it has the name right on the side, so it's very easy to look at. I'm looking for Lifetime. This is Lifetime right here. Okay, this is Lifetime, and again, look at the bottom, pretty good thickness on the bottom. Okay, only 3 plies on the side, and it has the double wrap. So every pan I show you, it's cut out right here so you can look at it. Okay, this is Royal Prestige. How many people have heard about them? Royal Prestige. This is it right here. Okay, and again, I invite you to come up here. This is amazing. Look at the thickness of the bottom, of the copper bottom that they put on. For this type of cookware, they are charging $1,800 for a 9 or a 10 piece. Look at the thickness on the bottom of the Royal Prestige pan. Look at this, Carlos. I know that you have seen it, but every time I see it, I get surprised. Look at this. This is Royal Prestige. Look at the bottom. Look at the side. This is what they sell for $1,800. Okay? And again, come up here and look at it. And then look at our pan. We take it apples to apples and look at our pan. 5 plies all the way around. Okay? 5 ply all the way around. When you heat it heats up the sides at the same speed that it's heating up the bottom. It's heating up evenly across the side and across the bottom. And there are no wraparounds, as you can see. Okay? Where nothing can hide. It's very easy to clean. People like that. I have sold cookware for 26 years. I have sold customers that they have bought our cookware having Lifetime for easy cleaning. Easy cleaning. All right? A lot of people complain about all the time they spend in the kitchen after they're done cooking. This is it right here. This pan can be put in the dishwasher, all right, like a plate, and you don't have to touch it. None of the other ones can if you have a wraparound, because you got to use a knife or you got to use your nails to take the grease off. And ours, simply grease cannot hide. If it cannot hide, it's very easy to take out. It's simple. All right? And now the reason why I brought you up here, come around, okay, we are going to do the heat conductivity test. Okay, now, understand this. This is Carico. All right? This is Kitchen Craft. And this is Lifetime. We are talking here about competition that is selling 40-50% more expensive than Carico. And what I want you to do, okay, I want you to help me. I'm going to fill it up with water, okay? And it's almost gone now. There's almost no water, so please hold my microphone for 1 second. All righty? I am going to pour the water into this here so we can pour the hot water, okay, directly into the pans, and then we're going to hold the bottle, okay? And you're going to tell me which ones get hotter quicker, okay? This water, it is basically boiling, okay? And we're going to put some water. I am going to even do mine last. That's ours right there. I'm going to do this one, okay? I'm going to do this one, which is mine's, a little more, okay, and I'm going to do lifetime, okay? And what I want you to do is now I want you to touch the side, okay, of all three, and tell me which of the three is going to get hotter faster. Okay, just touch the side and tell me right up here, okay? It takes a little while. This is completely cold. Completely, just touch the top, okay? Completely cold. By the way, this is a very easy test that you can do in the house with anything they have. Which one is beginning to warm up? Carico. It does it all the time. Guys, this is a true test. Okay, there are no tricks here. Alrighty, and it is just incredible. Ours is already hot. It's not even warm. It's hot, and this is completely cold. Okay, completely cold. As a matter of fact, we have to be careful to do this because this is hot water. Alrighty, but let's just take it. You take one and I take one, and let's just ask them by themselves to touch it. Okay, touch the bottom. Okay, touch the top. Okay, ¿qué te parece? Amazing, no? Alrighty, cold, hot, same water, came out of the same pan. Alrighty, and again, this is a very easy test that you can do in a customer's house if they have lifetime, if they have Renaware, okay? And again, we're talking here competition with competition, apples to apples, and it is really amazing. Thank you. Alrighty, let's give her a big hand. Alrighty, and we are very, very lucky today. We have a person in the back of the room that is really, you know, a person that I met a couple of years ago at a Carico convention, and just recent I was talking to him. Sammy Colon and Virginia has been in the cookware business for 30 years. Okay, they are going to start working out of Orlando, I believe, and they're going to be opening up a Carico office up in the Orlando area, which Orlando, as you know, it's a gold mine also. Another gold mine is what Christian was talking about, Tampa and Fort Myers. And obviously, we know that Fort Lauderdale, it's a double gold mine, and Miami too. So, you know, anybody that lives in our area, they realize that tremendous amount of people moving into all these areas that we're having, and people moving in means money in your pocket. Alrighty, this person came up from up north, 27 years doing this type of shows. Had a 9-year career at a TV station, okay, doing shows in California. Okay, was a professional chef from 1961. We were talking in the back of the room, and he says, Filipe, you don't understand. In 1961, I remember doing a chef show, and I had, how many people you had there? You said I had President Kennedy. In 1961, his wife. So we're talking about a person that has been in the business for almost 30 years, that is a professional. He's here today to do a cooking show with us and have fun and teach us. So I want you to have your thinking caps right on, because we are going to go out of this meeting, and this weekend we're going to sell locally over $100,000 in cookware alone. Okay. Sammy Colon and Virginia, let's give him a big hand. All right.
Hey.
Yes. Woo. All right.
I'd like to start with, I'm alert, I'm alive, and I feel terrific. Yes. All right. So today what we're going to show you here is a way that you can really save 50% of the time that you spend in the kitchen. And when you think about this, if, for example, this lady here started cooking at 20 years old, and at 60 she says, I'm not going to cook anymore, she's going to spend 40 years of her life cooking, right? So if we show her how to save 50% of the time, that's pretty good, isn't it? And how many of you guys also going to be paying a thing called, what do they call it in Fort Lauderdale? They call it, in Tampa, they call it Teco. In Orlando, they call it Florida Power. What do they call it here, the electricity bill? Florida Power. How long are you going to be paying that? For life? All right. So if we show you a way that you can see that we could cut it down by at least 60, 70% in your cooking, is that a good thing? Right, so you'll be seeing that. And also you have seen, for example, when you cook a piece of meat, let's say you cook a piece of meat this big, how did it wind up? How is that again? But how big would it turn out? So sometimes you have you seen those glass doors in the ovens? You know what they're for? They're to watch disappearing acts. You get a piece of meat like this, and you wind up losing about maybe that much or more, isn't it? Okay. Was that given to you free? No, you got to pay for that. Okay. So how would you feel if, let's say, the butcher, when you bought the meat, says, well, okay, these nice people, so they take this piece home. Would you agree with that? You will. You're a nice person, right? So let's start doing some meat because this takes a little while. So I'm going to start by doing this roast down here. What I've done right now is I heat up the pan first. Okay? So now I got the pan here about medium heat, which is not too bad. Now I'm going to take this pan without a drop of oil at all. I'm going to go ahead and stick it in here and go like that. Okay? Now to say, if you were going to do a meal like that, and then you wanted to make a dessert, like a cake, for example, would you have, what would you make a cake at? In the oven. Right. And the kitchen was nice and cool. Now the kitchen, guess what? Hot. And the air conditioning is what? Ah, right. And my money goes. Isn't that right? So we're going to show you how you can save up to 70% of the energy you use in the cooking. And that's not for 1 year or two. This is for the rest of your life. Just not too bad. Make sense? All right. So while this is browning, I got in here a little cake mix. I'm going to put an egg in here. Okay. Then I'm going to put a little pineapple or juice. Notice that when you make a cake, you do have to add butter or oil to the mix. Is that true? Why do we have to add that stuff to it? For what? So it doesn't stick, and also so that you can be able to swallow it, because otherwise it'd be too dry. Isn't that right? So when I'm doing a cake, I like to go around like this, and I go, you know what I mean? Oh, that's fun. People ask, why you do that? I say, so that you ask me. Okay. Okay, so that's pretty much done. Mama, where's my brown sugar? Oh, right here. Good. Got a tremendous helper here today. I really do. And my little pan got lost on me. Where is it? Uh-oh. My little pan for the cake. She took my pan. I found it. Isn't that fun? Oh, okay. I'm going to go ahead and put a little sugar here in the bottom because I'm going to make a pineapple upside down. This is a lot of fun, isn't it? Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and get some pineapple slices and put them in the bottom. Okay? So you can see I got my pineapples, right? Now I go ahead and empty my cake in here. Where's my spatula? Right here. In front of me, I'm lost. Okay. So now this cake will have fewer calories than the one you buy at the store by far, right? Uh-huh. No. No, because if I want to, if I want my wife to stay this way after many kids and myself, I mean, if you add the butter, what's going to happen with the butter? It's going to go in your, no, that's not fun. Isn't that right? Yeah. So is that important to you? All right. Okay, so once my meat is brown, then I could turn it over. Oh, not too bad, not too bad. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and season my meat a little bit. Okay? That's a special season that we have called Lowry's, Okay, then you guys have a nice set of cutlery, which is dynamite, I tell you. Haven't seen anything like this at all. So on this onion, we're going to go ahead and cut it very, very easily, like that, right? Put it on top of there. And guys, we can do like this, a whole roast chicken. We can do roast lamb. What else can we do? I mean, roast beef. I mean, you could, so many things in here like that, right? And you saw the size, right? So you see the size when it comes out, okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and put some potatoes to go in there at the same time. Okay, so I'm going to cut it like that. Okay. Now, what happens when you get potatoes this small and you got a roast like that and start cooking it together? What would happen? My potatoes would be like mush, won't it? By the time that's done. I tell you, as you can see, I enjoy myself doing this kind of shows. Okay. Let me go ahead and, boy, these knives are nice. Good knives. Very good knives. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and add, if I was doing this for me at home, I would put a little red wine, okay? But I don't have the wine here because I'm kind of working, so I'm going to go ahead and do this, okay? Put that in there like that. And then we get the steamer rack. This steamer rack is also good, that you can put it on the pan. And you put it in here like that, and you put 6 eggs, and you make, you put the ham on the bottom, and you make 6 eggs on the top. That's nice to make eggs Benedicts. It's really fun, okay? And what I'm doing this, let's say, I tell people that I can do in this pan here, like 11 corn on a cob, or 12. And they're going to go most be little corns, right? How do you fit 11 corn in there at 12? I go ahead and get this cover here, which makes my pan bigger, okay? So now, what I'm going to do now, instead of making the corn, I'll be doing this, okay? So I put that in there. Let me give this a little shake in here, so that everything fits nice in there. Then I go ahead and put, what do I have in here? Forgot. Cake. All right. Then we got, okay, voila. So how about a hand for the chef, you guys? All right. So now, can you see how this is more convenient? Would this save me a lot of time? Wow. And you're going to notice that this is cooking also, that even though I'm making a roast, I'm making potatoes, I'm doing a cake. If I was doing this in the oven, and you could, you walk in the house, do you have the oven on? Isn't that right? But here, the kitchen's nice, nice and cool, okay? It's just a lot of fun. And we're also going to talk about today on how to keep more nutrients in the food. Okay, we're going to have, sometimes we do things in the kitchen if you don't have the right tools, that it defies like comprehension. You go, why would you do something like that? Could you imagine a person, a mother, that has a little child, and the little child says to mom, can I have an orange? They go, sure. And you watch the mom go with the little child to the sink, okay? Cut it in half, squeeze the juice in here, and go, here, baby. What's left over? How is that right? Okay, what was wrong? I threw the vitamins in there. So if I do something like that, am I sane or crazy? Crazy. You go, you don't do that because you're supposed to feed the kids the nutrients. Isn't that right? Okay. Did you know that juice comes from, come on, help me out. How about carrots? Yeah, okay. So, if I remember right, when you do clothes, you use water, right? You wash clothes. When you wash dishes, you use water. Oh. So water does what? Water washes, right? Okay. So what would happen if I was going to cook these carrots? Let's say on a regular pan, and I go ahead, put it in here, and I don't put no water. I turn the heat on. You're going to hear this, right? So what I need to do? Say, hey, Sammy, you got to get some water. Isn't that right? Okay. Water for cooking the carrots, right? Let's see. Come on, carrots, cook. Why you laugh? Because you said, no, Sammy, you got to put her on the fire and then they cook. In other words, the water does not cook the vegetables. What cooks the vegetables? The fire. Okay, so then why do I have to have water when I'm going to do my vegetables on a pan? Because the pan, if it doesn't conduct the heat evenly, remember the test they did in the back? That you notice the pan heats up evenly, okay? The purpose of that is so that these vegetables are full of natural juices. So, if I could cook them, let's say, if I could cook them like this, watch, okay? I'm going to cook these vegetables, and all I do is this, okay? That's all. So, now I go ahead, and I put my pan on, okay? Put it in there, and turn my heat to what? What's the heat we use? Medium. Oh, you guys remember the class. Isn't that nice? So you already know how to use the cook already. Ain't this fun? Okay. Are you learning anything? All right. All right. Okay. To show you the tremendous amount of damage that the water does to the vegetables. Let's do this. Let's put a little water here, okay? And because once in a while, well, I promised my friend here that I was going to do this. I was going to transfer that back there. I'm good? Okay. Okay, great. Thanks. Okay. So, some people, when I make my presentation, they go, well, Sammy, but I don't boil my vegetables. All I do is I steam my vegetables. Right? You know, they get a steamer? How you going? Because you guys do that, right? Okay, so you got a pot. You put the water down here, okay, and then you put water down there. You put the vegetables on the top, okay. But let me ask you a question. Let's say if I was doing spinach, okay, and I steam my spinach, and I take the steamer off. What color would my water be? What? Green. Oh, but remember, I started with clear water. What's in there now? The nutrients. Because I have fun with this because I ask the guys, you know, when they throw this at me, I ask the guy, sir, what's the best way to clean any engine? They go, well, you steam it. You know what I mean? So steam cleans, okay? Of course. So if it cleans the engine, of course it's going to clean my vegetables. But I wash my vegetables before. I don't need them clean anymore. So what do I need to have in my vegetables? The nutrients. And now, have you ever seen this? Okay, besides the nutrients, there's another thing. You have a little kid that takes a raw carrot and he walks around, you know, running, hipping up, happy eating the carrot. Isn't that right? You take the same kid and say, John, dinner's ready. And now you put some carrots in the plate. What the kid says? I hate carrots. What happened? What happened in the process? Well, let's do this. Let's do this with the kid. Okay, let's do this. Let's say you take the kid and you give him a chewing gum. Okay, before you give it to him, you go, well, let me put some hot water, wash the sugar off and the flavors, everything. So here, baby, here's your gum. What's he gonna say? I hate gum, right? No, right? Just like you did the carrots. So when we do this type of cooking, in here, like without the water, okay, like that, we retain the nutrients and the flavor. Would that motivate the kid to eat more vegetables? Would that make a difference in his life? Yes. Isn't that right? Isn't that what all mothers want? Okay. Are you learning anything? How about a hand for the chef? All right. The hand's for you too. All right. Thank you very much. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to boil these carrots. You know, because people tell you, I only boil my carrots like, what, 7 minutes? 4 minutes? You know? So I said, okay, let's do this. Let's boil this for just, when it starts boiling, don't count it for now. When it starts boiling, we give it 2 minutes, okay? Fair enough. After 2 minutes, we take the carrots, throw them away, and we keep the juice. Then we take the juice, and I'm going to go ahead and boil the water down. And if we have any vitamins in here, they'll be in the pan. One day. Oh, I forgot a very important thing that I was going to do, because since I'm going to show you how the pans retains the nutrients. I haven't been doing this in my party, but this is a big thing for you to know. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put a little salt in the carrots. That big enough? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put a little salt here, because since salt is a mineral, and the pans do keep the minerals, it don't destroy. Let me know when to stop, okay? What? I'm hard of hearing.
Too much.
See okay, the point that I'm showing you here, if vitamins and minerals are important to you in your health, and the pans do conserve the minerals, okay, we can tell if it's true or not because salt is a mineral. So if the salt's still there when I'm cooking, that means it just retains the mineral, right? Is that important to you? Yeah, you know how to say it. Yeah. Okay, are we having some fun? Okay. Another thing that happens, have you ever smelled like you go to somebody's house and you walk in the house and you go, are you cooking cabbage? Are you cooking cauliflower? Are you cooking broccoli? Cauliflower, okay. But the interesting thing about it is if they have the broccoli on the table and you walk in, you don't go, do you have broccoli on the table? No, but what happens when we start cooking it, and all the sulfur, the calcium, the iron, all the nutrients are leaving the pans. You smell it all over the house. Okay. Now, what we have left over in the pan is a very unbalanced food. That sometimes you eat it today for lunch and you burp it the next day for breakfast. Isn't that interesting? So, and another thing that happens, you start cooking this much cabbage in here, okay, and you put this much cabbage in the pan, the first thing that's going to happen is that this one will be cooked and this one will be raw, right? Oh, boy. Let's, so to cook this, I'm going to go ahead and put a little water. Go, hello. Huh? My water's starting to boil. Okay, count me 2 minutes when it starts boiling, okay? All right. So now we're going to go ahead and do this. So my water started to boil, and you're going to give me 2 minutes on the boiling, okay? My carrot will still be raw when that happens, okay? Okay, when you cook a pan of cabbage, this full, for example, when I'm finished with it, would I have about half left over maybe? Maybe. And then it's stinky and gassy, right? why you So if when I'm cooking, my shrinkage reduces, that you saw that only shrink maybe 10%, would that save me some money? Yeah. Isn't that great? Okay, so this is, my tea is about getting ready, because I mean, on this testing here, could you imagine somebody making a tea? You get hot water, you put a tea bag inside, right? And you watch me do this. I go ahead and throw the tea in the sink over there and I shove you the bag here, honey. You go, are you crazy or what? Right? But when I did my vegetables like that, what am I doing? Making tea, right? So these are little things that you're learning that's dynamite. Okay. Is that about 2 minutes now? No? About 2 minutes? About, right? Okay. Give or take a little. So we take this. Bam. Okay. So now this little water is innocent, right? So we're going to let it boil dry, and we'll see what we have in the bottom. I remember, this is not cooked yet, okay? That's not, that's not cooked yet. That's still raw, okay? But that water was enough to do that, okay? Now, another thing that is interesting. Nobody's asking me anything.
Nobody asked.
Nobody's asking me anything. So you asked me. I mean, I want to see if I got your attention. That's what I'm doing. No, this is the way, oh, guys, what, okay. What I'm doing here is I'm checking my heat, okay? I'm checking my heat to see if my heat is just right. When you're going to talk about that the meat doesn't shrink on the pans, you have to know why. Because if you said the meat doesn't shrink, you made a claim. Now you don't have nothing to back it up, okay? So let me tell you why the meat shrinks in the oven and why it doesn't shrink over here. So you have the answer. Okay, now, the meat doesn't shrink because, okay, meat is nothing but tissues and water. Okay, so if I go ahead and I put it in the oven is a dryer. Is that right? Okay, now, the difference between the dryer that you have for drying the clothes and the oven is that the oven doesn't move, but the dryer does. Because see, okay, so, but you put something wet inside, so meat is really wet. I mean, if you take a bag of meat and you put it on a paper bag, okay, and you're walking around, before you know, you left it behind because it's a lot of moisture in it, right? So if I go ahead and put my meat in the oven, which is dry, the oven is going to do its job, which is what? Dry. Okay, but in the drying process, it's also going to make what? Shrink. Now, let's figure this out. If you have, let's say, 3 pounds of meat, okay, and we pay $3 a pound, that's $9, right? So if you lose 30% of that, how much you lose? It's a lot of money, right? Okay, so if you can stop that, you're better off. Okay, my pan is letting me know right now that this is too high, okay? So I need to lower this. I want to lower it. And when the pan is spinning free like this, okay, especially the roaster, like that, it's letting me know that it's cooking just right. On the new cookware that you have, you'll be guided by the gauge, which is dynamite, okay? I never had that before. When I go, say what? I mean, I don't have to burn my food anymore. You got it? So this is outstanding stuff. I mean, you guys don't know what you're in for. This is great things, okay? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start cooking my cabbage a little bit here. And we got, what we have in here? Carrots, okay. And in here, I forgot. Okay, now, an advantage you have in here also is that, let's say when the carrots or peas or broccoli or string beans, when the whistle sounds, okay, you give it about 2 or 3 minutes, and then you go ahead and shut it, like close it, and you set it up here. And that finished cook, and you close that burner, all right? So, and your pocketbook's going to love you for that. Are you guys learning anything? All right, dynamite. Okay. Now, I have a question for you. Let's say I was invited to his house over there, okay? And I was his guest. Just joking, okay? I'm not serious, okay? I was going to stay there for a week, for example. And I said, I'm a chef, so you say, can you make some breakfast? I said, okay, I'll make the breakfast, and you watch me do this. Every time I cook in his house, I take the grease and pour in the sink. What's he going to say? Hey, man, what are you doing, right? Why is he concerned? I'm going to clog the sink. Oh, boy. This is interesting. The sink has the arteries this big, okay? and the grease does what? Clogs the arteries. I mean, the sink. Okay, so which of the, in my okay, we have arteries in there, we have arteries in here, right? That's what the water goes, right? Okay, so which one should I watch more careful? Why? Because my life depends on it. You see what I mean? Oh boy, it does. Okay, so you know that in this cookware you can fry your chicken, your steaks, chopped whatever, and you could do it without a drop of grease, and it's so much better flavor too. Okay, so much better flavor. And you want to know why it's better flavor? Sometimes you get a piece of chicken like this in here. This chicken doesn't have anything in it at all, no salt, no nothing. Okay, but if I'm going to make this good, I put it in here, and I put garlic, and I put all kinds of stuff in it, you know what I mean? Then I go ahead, and I got a pan that's full of oil, and I fry my chicken in there. Then the oil gets flavored, and it takes my flavor away. Isn't that right? All right. So this is letting me know, Sammy, stop talking and turn me down, or I burn your food, right? Oh, you're getting mad at me now. So now it's letting me know, go from medium to what? Low. Okay. You guys got the lesson. That's pretty good. Okay. I'm going to put a napkin here. And the pan in there. I'm going to put them both at the same heat. I'm going to go number 3 and number 3 here. Okay. Now, okay, here's the eggs. For this, I would like to volunteer, because I don't want you thinking that, come here, baby, come here. Remember the one I told you to choose, right? Okay, put it in there, put it over there. You could put a few, no problem. Sorry, go ahead. 3, that's fine. 4, put 5, what the heck, it's fine, no problem. Put 6, no problem. All right, go ahead. Okay, then we'll put 1 in there. So we'll give them just 1, okay? So we're going to overload ours and not in the other one, okay? Okay. Now, thank you. How about a hand for my helper? All right. Okay, so now, what we're doing right now, we're starting a race. We got the same amount of gas, right? We got a place to go, okay? Let's see who stays behind and who gets to where we're going. We're going to cook an egg. I got our number 3, both number 3, okay? As a matter of fact, let me put a number 4. That's fine. Number 4, right? How are we doing here? We're doing fine. Number 4, okay? How are we doing here? You guys smell anything cooking over there? Yeah, all right. Smells good? Yummy, yummy. Do you have, are you having a different idea now about Nutritech? Ain't that great? All right. I tell you, I'm really grateful that you have a leader like Mr. Capadana that has taken the time to design. This guy doesn't rest. I mean, he's already designing. I know Rick for many years, and he's over there, designing away and traveling all over the world to finally found to this, so that we could have a great opportunity, and also so we could benefit people with it. That's the main reason. Isn't that great? All right. What's the pen telling me? Yes, sir. Stop talking and turn me down, or I'll burn your food. Right? So I go, okay, okay. So now what? I forgot. What's the next process now? I forgot. The gauge, right? Okay. In this case here, I go, okay, turn it off. I'm gonna be a good listener. I turn it off. Okay. So that's off. Okay. Then I've got the chicken back here. Okay. Oh, did I finish explaining to you? Do you understand why the meat shrinks and why it doesn't shrink here? No, I didn't finish explaining. Okay. The reason, see, when you roast with moist heat, it makes a big difference. Okay? If you take a piece of roast and you go ahead and put it on a dryer like the oven is going to go ahead and dry it and make it small. But if I brown my meat, that took care of the browning, okay? Now I'm cooking, when I cover my pan like that, now I'm roasting with moist heat, okay? So is that going to dry my meat out? No. Is it going to stay the same? Yeah. Is it going to save me money? Yeah. Okay? Because if you think about it, if a set of cookware could save a family, let's say $10, just $10 little a month on energy alone, okay? A year has 10 months, right? So we go, What was that again? I'm going to pay. I'm nervous. What do you expect? I mean, you know. Okay, year has how many months? 12. So if we multiply it by 10, is how much? 120. Okay, you think the average person is going to cook 10 years? 10 years? You go, boy, I started cooking at 18, I'm 62. Oh, I don't look it, do I? So if you're going to cook for, let's say, just 10 years, right? And the energy does not go up at all, that stays right there. You know what I mean? You think that's possible? That the energy will stay like that for 10 years? No. What's going to happen?
Up.
It's going to go up. So if the energy, let's say you save $10 for the month, and you'll see why. When you see all this stuff in here, you know exactly what I mean. Okay, $10 for the year, that will make it $120. Okay? And if the energy stays the same, in 10 years from now, you have paid $1,200 that you wasted on energy alone for these little things. Is that worth it? No. Okay, so let's say that, conservatively speaking, we save just, let's say, $1 a week on oils. Okay, there's 3 weeks in a month. So, can't even think straight. Okay, so are you paying attention? That's pretty good. Okay, so you see what I'm going with it. Okay, so we got $4 for the month, and a year has a 10 in my calendar, right? It's a 12. So this is how much is that? $48, right? So how much we got now in 10 years? 480. That's if the oil stays at the same price. Okay? That's 480 plus 1,280. How much the cookware? How much are these pots and pans costing me? It's sad to what that's about 6. That's 10. That's a lot of money. You're looking at the board, okay? So far, okay. Now, let's take it further than that. Let's be conservative, and let's say the meat costs us $3 a pound. And guys, please, when you go to Publix, you go to Albertson, whatever, check the prices. Don't take my word for it. Don't just look at the package and say, this cost me so much. Look at price per pound, okay? Because if you are paying $3 a pound, okay, we go, okay, let's say the average family spends $25, a family of 4, $25 on meat. Sometimes, when I say this, the guy says, that's just for me alone. I mean, $25 a week. I like to eat meat. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so if he spends $25 a week, a family of 4, on meat alone, that's $100 that we have for the month. And if we save just 30% on the shrinkage alone, that's $30 that we got for the month, right? And that is $360 for the year. I don't know about you, but I don't want to give my money away that way. You? In 10 years' time, that's $3,600 that I spent on the meat. But if you're going to explain this, remember, why does the meat shrink? Why it doesn't shrink? Okay? And also, but you could explain what's going on here, what you see today. That's what your job. You're going to be explaining what I did. Okay? So, how much am I paying now? $5,280. Now, let me ask you a question. Let's say that you bought the cookware now, and you get on a bind. And you say, I need some money, man. I bought this set of pans for, anybody will give you $1,000 right now for your pans. But you go there and say, I'm in a very bind. Can you give me $1,000 for that? Now, let me ask you this. If somebody invests, okay, let's say What's the average set of our cookware now? I haven't, as you can see, I haven't started selling, so I don't know the price. How much? 8,008. Let's say $2,000. Okay? Now, as an investment, let's say that you spend $2,000 on the set of pans, and in 10 years' time, you have a return of $5,280, plus now, the cookware in 10 years' time, it's going to cost you about $4,000. Is that a good investment? Are you being sold on this cookware? Now you know why I'm sold in. Very interesting. Oh, wow. You guys are you guys having fun? All right. How's my chicken doing? All right. Where's my spatula, Mama? Oh, right here. Está más frío que el otro. Huh? Smells good. Oh, guys, this can you imagine this picture? And this is big good. Look, guys. I know among the Puerto Ricans and the Cubans, you know, we have a little pan that's favored to make the rice. You know, the one that have the little ears. We call it calderito. Yeah. Why do we use that for making rice? Such a great pan for making the rice. Not right? Now, let's say that you are walking around with your baby, and he's 2 years old, you know what I mean? And he drops the candy on the floor. What do you tell him? You go, why? Why? It's dirty. Huh. You remember what did I do with this pan? I did what? I burnt it. Okay. Now, when you have a pan that has a lot of pores in it, okay? Like Filipe was saying, the pores open up, and unfortunately, we are cooking dead animals in the pans. You can see here, this the mover is dead. And this got blood and grease. So if the pores open up, and now the blood and grease goes inside, okay? Now when they cool off, now you don't see no blood and grease here now, right? And you wash it clean. But when the pores open up, where's that stuff going to go? Into the food. Now, let me ask you a question. Let's say you saw I have my chicken in here. And I'm going to let this in here and go, okay, no, it's washed already. Here, I'm going to save you some food in here. Would you eat? Why? You go, that's dirty, man. I don't want to eat out of the plate. You got better give me a clean plate, brother, because I'm not going to eat your food. Let's say, let me give you a little example here. I'm going to take this. I'm going to scrub it. Oh, okay. Oh, what a helper. How about a hand for my helper? Here's a great helper. Yeah, right. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take this, okay, to show you that when you have no pores, you're better off. Take this in here. Or maybe I could do it here so you can watch me, right? I'm going in here like that and go, okay? I'm going to go ahead and scrub and scrub and scrub and go, hello. I could be here all day, all day. You got to see what you're doing, these guys. Okay, so then we take this and put it back in here. Okay? Is that clean? Yes. Yeah. Now, my question to you is this. Where does the food stay longer? On the plates or on the pan? In the pan. So what has to be cleaner? The pan or the plate? Oh, I'm glad you agreed. Okay. So now let's take these. Let's go here. Okay? Then I take these. And we go, hello there. Say what? I'm not going to do that. I didn't do it 1/4 of what I did in the other pan. Come and have some rice, honey. And the funny part about this is, if the kid drops the carrot in the floor, we have a fit. Don't touch that. Oh, you don't do that. Take some dirt. And then we go. You say you want some rice, honey? Come here. Now, guys, but then what happens here? This is what they do. They say they take a pan. Let me check my eggs. They take. I'm going to turn that off. They have taken these pans now. Let's say I'm Sammy Colon. You guys, nice to meet you, right? But what if I put a white suit on? And I go, my name is Pedro. You're going to go, no, you're not. Your name is Sammy. So they go ahead and get the aluminum pans, and they put a coating in there, or the paint, and that is one of the most toxic chemicals in the industry. It's the Teflon. People know Teflon is what. So what they do, they change the name, Calphalon. Let's call it Circulon. Let's call it gem coating. Let's change all kinds of names on it. This way you buy the dog with a different clothes, you go and buy a sheep. Are you guys having some fun? Are you learning anything? How about a hand for the chef, you guys? Oh, thank you. All right. So let's go into saving money. This is my egg that I've done here. Oh, brother. And I still got it on the same amount of heat. You can see here, you can see here, right? So I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. Turn it off. Now I take my pan. Whoa, this is hot. Wow. Right? And so now when somebody tells you, I got stainless, you go, because you know better. Okay. I will give a $20 bill. I make it $100. I mean, Rick's got plenty of money, right? We give him $100 if you can touch the pan, right? Let's go in here and see what the difference is on these eggs. And we how many eggs do we have in the other one? Versus 1. 6 versus 1. Okay, so now, is this egg more cooked than the other egg? How much more? Now, would it save me 60% of the energy for cooking? Okay, are those figures in the board right on? Yes, okay. Ain't that amazing? Whoa. Thanks. Okay. So who's loyal to the pans anymore? You have any loyalty here? Now, guys, if somebody asks you, okay, which pan? I mean, what is the main reason people choose this instead of this? The what? Price. Because they do not know the difference between price and cost. Okay? Everybody beats us in price. I mean, you got it? I mean, you go to a store and you buy these. Okay, so today I'll pay, let's say, I pay $100 for the little set. But remember, we're going to cook the rest of our lives. And in 10 years' time, I have paid $5,280, wasted my money. This is worthless. It ate up away my health, okay? Okay, let me do this now. Let's turn the chicken. Let's check the chicken here, see how we're doing. Is the chicken browning? Yeah, beautiful. Look at that. Mamá, ¿qué tiempo llevamos? 40 minutos.
10 minutes in the chicken. Oh, it's almost done.
Almost done? Okay. It's interesting. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. See, I never caught my chicken this small, but I count the class and I go, uh-oh, I'm in trouble here. All right. So now I'm going to see some of my chicken go like this in here and go, hello. See how hard I work? I'm supposed to like, bam. All right. Now, how much energy am I using now with the pan? How much energy? None. It's not possible, right? All right. Another thing, that we can do is do the baking. Let's say we can do the baking on top of the stove, okay, right here. We can do cakes. Like say, if I were going to look at, like if I'm going to do like a pineapple upside down cake, I put it in this pan in here like that. I could do that in a matter of 18 minutes or 20 minutes. Right there, a nice big cake like that. And if you want to do a really big one, you go over there on the electric skillet, and you could do that in 14. Nice, you got company come over, hey, pow, you know what I mean? I make you a cake, don't go away, they're going to go, oh man, no, that's all they think, right? All right. Okay. So, let's, I'm going to show you a little bit about, what? Oh, this little machine is a dandy. In case you guys want to know what this does, I don't know if you have it in the brochures or whatever, but it's dynamite stuff. How many of you guys do like, you guys going to make a salad, for example? Okay. So let's say you want to make a salad and you want to put, like, you want to put in here, like, radishes, okay? So we're going to in here and go, hello. And all even. Okay, so that's to do you can do slices, you can do coleslaw here, you can do go like that and make coleslaw if you like, fun. Fun, man, I tell you, that's easy. So if you want to do, let's say you have company come over and you want to make carrot curls, okay? So you got down like this in here and go ho ho ho. Then you put them, on the plate, they're nice and curly and stuff like this. It's fun, okay? And how about cheese, for example? You're gonna do cheese, okay? You can take cheese and go hello. You know what I mean? I wish I had cheese now, but I don't have no cheese. But this will do nice, beautiful cheese for you instead of, you know what I mean? Fun, great, okay. And the thing about it, remember, this is for what I'm showing you here, because if you gave me a knife and you gave me a thing like this in here, you're going to go, oh, it's boring. Isn't that right? You put this in a little pan with brother, with some nice egg in the morning. You never, again, eat hash browns, the boiled kind. Delicious, okay? Okay. All right. So are we learning anything? Salud, you guys. But wait, this came out of my... So, you know the difference now between price and cost? You do? All right. So which cookware is going to cost you less? Way less. It doesn't cost you anything. On the contrary. Right? Pays for itself. All right. So let's, I would like to, How many minutes are we into the demonstration? 45 minutes? Normally, this is an hour job. After I close it, when I got the thing, I'm counting from when I got it's 55 minutes. I'll take a chance on it. If it's not cooked, you guys forgive me? Okay, yeah? Okay. I'll take a chance on it. This is you guys have any questions? Any questions at all? Besides, normally when I ask this, you know what they ask me? When do we eat? But I know you guys, what you guys want to do is actually see what I have in here, right? You're curious about how about the what? The salt. Okay, but remember what I told you before. Come up here a minute, man. Don't touch the pan, but put your hand close like this, and is that cool? It's not so hot. Try. Yeah. You go like this with the back of the hand up, but don't touch it, but see how cool it is. Now, feel the, like kind of put the, like the burner, like put the hand on, don't touch it, but like from far. Is that cool? See? But it's not that hot not as hot as the oven, right? Okay. So that's enough for us to cook. I make my chicken down here. Remember, what do I have in here? My roast, my potatoes, and an interesting thing. The roast this big, and this is not a cheap piece of meat, okay? And I put the potato at the same time, and I'm doing a cake. I'm cooking things that would normally take 4 different times, right? If you go ahead and put the potatoes at the same time you put this roast in the oven, when you pull them out, you got prunes. Isn't that right? Okay. And if you put the cake with the onions, it's not gonna be taste that good, okay? And if I go ahead and, you know what I'm saying? Yes. Okay. So this is very, 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 very convenient to work this way, okay? Your kitchen will be cooler, it's faster. But what is the main benefit that we get in here? Health, right? Besides the saving, okay? Because health, if you have all the money, you don't have anything, okay? So let's check and see what we have in here. We agreed that cabbage does stink when we cook it, right? And it shrinks down really bad. Let's take a look at this cabbage. Is that right? Now, do you smell the cabbage over there? Nice aroma, okay? And then we're going to check the salt, right? Oh, let me turn the burner off. Well, uh-oh. Look at my salt still here. So what's happening with the minerals? This is not salt. This is a piece of cabbage, okay? So, isn't that amazing? So all the minerals, are the minerals still here? Yes, okay? And you be impressed with the flavor that it has, okay? And by the way, this is the only cookware that you can go ahead. If you got food left over, let's say, I'm serving my food, I could go in here and go like this in here or back like that. Isn't that neat? Okay, and I can take this and bring it to the refrigerator and leave it there for days. No problem, because this is surgical steel. But if I had aluminum, I feed myself a nice dose of aluminum. If it was Teflon, worse yet. Okay, so that's a no-no. Okay, so what do we have in here? Let's turn this off. Oh, by the way, you can make like chicken with like potatoes and tomato sauce and whatever, and then make the rice up here too. We start the rice here, and then when it's almost dry, put it up here. I do that in short dinners too. Boy, oh boy. Huh? Good stuff, good stuff. Now when you got in here, you go, please, right? When you go like this, you pray. How you go, oh man. You go, please come out. All I need now is to share it in here and then have it made. So, can you imagine your husband said to you, honey, it's 5 o'clock. I'm going to bring some guests at home at 6. Can you make a pineapple upside down cake, a roast, and potato? You go, no, let's go to McDonald's, man. What do you think of a machine or something? Okay. So, so now we're going to take the potatoes out. Let me have the fork in here, Mama. Oh, right here. Okay. So let's check the potatoes out. Do they look overcooked to you? No. Mashed potatoes. Oh, boy. Wow. So are you guys impressed? But really impressed or almost there? Very. All right. Let's hear it, you know. But every day I do this impress me, you know, I go, wow, you know, this is too much. Now, you know what happens when you put a piece of meat like this in the oven if you don't wrap it up in aluminum foil and contaminate it with aluminum? You make a mess in the oven. I mean, right? Then you spend Saturdays having some fun with Easy Off. Ain't that fun? Oops. There goes my potato. There goes my piece. And in here you can make your meat like medium rare, medium well done. It's up to you the way you like it, okay? Now, there's a part in here that I don't really like, okay? I hate doing this, but remember the meat before? Yep, are you impressed? Okay, this piece in here I have to throw in the garbage can. Let me have the garbage can. But wait a minute, isn't this what's happening with your meat every day? Are we going to stop doing that? Thank you, guys. I hope you learned something today. So I'm going to slice everything up and see what we come up with in here, okay? So, all right. Thank you.